And we are all set for puck drop. It's Flyers and Hawks. They're playing a home game here at the Fourplex on MSD. Face-off league won by the Hawks. LeBlanc plays it back to the blue line, sent to the middle. Walking in was Alsuno before he had the puck poked off him. Alsuno battling up in the corner. That is with Kitchen. Alsuno still digging for the puck before it's shot out by Nolan. Blocking him, and at the blue line is LeBlanc. It gets cleared down. Nearing the hash marks, it's Duplessis taking it behind the net, going out with speed. He's trying to evade Aguilarni. Winding through the neutral zone was Nolan before he was poked off and shot out by LeBlanc. Taken around the net, that one to be blocked by Boudreau. Cleared around the boards. LeBlanc tried to clear, broken up by McFadden. It's kept into the zone. Trying to walk out is Aguilarni before it's cleared all the way down and will go for icing. These teams, they've seen each other twice so far this season, and they're 1-1 the first matchup of the season earlier this year. The Flyers took that one by a high score of 7-5. And next game, a one-sided game, the Hawks took that one 12-6. Faceoff was to the right of Boudreau. Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer just didn't go. Bulk just mere inches away from hammering it home past McGrath, who is standing in between the pipes for the Flyers. Battling in the Flyer zone before it's kicked out. 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dalla. McFadden shooting. Saved by Boudreau. Rebound. The shot is deflected. A diving effort from defenseman, believe that's Maxime Richard. Diving out and stopping a rebound that was right in the slot. We'll take another look at the replay. The first great chance of the game from the Flyers. It was a 2-on-1 led by McFadden with Dalal waiting right across from McFadden. Opting for the elective to fire one. A great save made by Boudreau, and the rebound left right in the slot. It's a 0-0 game, 18-14 Leo in the first period. Face off one cleanly by Moncton. Backhanded back in by Frenette. Around the boards, pumping the brakes is Morin. Trying to put it to the blue line, it was poked off. It's clear on the boards, Ponin. He was in a battle with LeBlanc before it cleared back down into the boards. Finding it in the corners, Richard. He quickly gets pinned up by defenseman Declan Steeves. Declan Steeves finding the puck once more, trying to clear it out, struggling with it in his feet, trying to get that up to Dufour. It's out of the zone. Trying to get past Millier. Mason Millier battling what was all of his own before Morin came and took the puck from every player just standing there. Morin trying to weave his way through center, poked away by Ponin. That one's taken away by Rodier. Trying to make a nice down to get by Frenette. It's cleared down behind for Millier. Leaving that off for his defense partner. The Hawks try to clear the zone. Morin trying to make his way behind the net, clearing out. That one's just out of the reach of Frenette, kept in. In the corner, finding this Friolet. He shoots that one out over for Richard, who banks it outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis, a shot right into the glove of Boudreau. Another great chance from Dieppe. So far, they've gotten most of the chances, although Moncton with a lot of zone time. This time it's Duplessis firing it with some velocity to it into the glove of Boudreau. The one behind the net is Wallet. Almost getting sticklet by City. Jai keeping in the zone. That shot is blocked by Aguilarni. Puck's kept in, it's rimmed around. Goes up to about the hash mark before it's stopped by LeBlanc. A great breakout pass from Aguilarni cross ice. Wallet looking for Aguilarni in front. It goes behind the net. Aguilarni still regaining possession. Jaya banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit. Tried to pass it to Duplessis before he's lit up at center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove of Cohen Boudreau. The Hawks now clearly under some pressure, at times struggling to leave the zone in what is still a scoreless game. Alain off the faceoff win at the blue line. Rims it into the zone, trying to flip that out. Almost caught by Tidio. It ends up outside the zone, pushing and shoving before it's shot in by Tidio, and will go for an icing against the Hawks. The Hawks in their last game, they are coming off a 4-4 full draw against the Caps. That came with J.K. Irving and Buck Touche just last week. Tidio trying to take it out, gets taken down by Dada. Robinson will slide it in along the ice. Going behind the net is Scott. He's trying to evade McFadden. McFadden trying to get that to Dada on his backhand. It's poked loose. Whoa, blue line waiting, shooting, he scores! Mateo Roy from the blue line sends it and picks the top corner. Through traffic, Cohen Boudreau, no chance at stopping it. And what a first goal from defenseman Mateo Roy. So it's 1-0 Flyers, just less than 5 minutes to go. Just less than 5 minutes played, rather, excuse me. Trying to go around the net, taken by Robinson. He's bumped off by Richard. It's cleared behind the net, breakout pass. It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1, led by McFadden. Has Robinson, shooting, pad save by Boudreau. Kept in by Declan Steeves. Sends it along the boards. McFadden behind the net. That one poked off by Richard. Trying to work his way with Scott before he's then poked. And the puck's right back behind the net where it once was. Nicolas Richard clearing it. Could be a break. Maxime Richard was outsped by Steeves. Behind the net, multiple players battling for it. There's Morin. Leaving it off for Richard. Back into the point. It skips over the stick of Friolet outside of the zone. He dumps it in to be taken by Declan Steeves. That passes up. The Flyers now initiating a break into the zone. Trying to get that around Friolet. Aguilarni rimming that along the boards. Rodier putting it behind the net. Friolet pinning up a Flyer behind the net as they slowly move towards the other side into freedom. Stuck behind the net. Friolet still in there battling. Rodier, Aguilarni. Before it's taken out, there's a backhander. Out in front was Dufoul, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered by Boudreau. A loose puck and a scramble loose in the slot. Could have been very dangerous, especially Luca Dufoul managing to get the tip on the backhand. Was very close to sending that top shelf. Face-off won by the Hawks. Right to Boudreau. It stays there. Quick whistle. And the Moncton Hawks, they are coming off a loss in their last game. Coming against the Southern Rangers. They were on the losing end of a game that finished 6-5. They played home at the Petitcodiac Arena against the Southern Rangers. There was Tidio getting 2 goals in that game. And the same for Miguel Bulk. Flyers now in their own end. They initiate a quick breakout. City banking it by Maxime Richard. That one kept in by Mazarol. Maxime Richard skating back towards his own end. in his own zone. He sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from McGrath. There's a pass from Mazarol to Tidio. And he almost gets his first of the game, trying to carry his momentum off his 2-goal game in the game prior. And a great first save on a big chance from Yannick McGrath. Face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing, it's deflected, pad save. Battling out in the corner, it's Maxime Richard, moving his way behind the net before he's bodied off the puck. Behind the net goes Morin. Is pinned up by a couple Flyers, trying to make a loose puck deke around Roy. Wasn't having it. Roy banked off the boards. It's caught and gloved down by Nicolas Richard outside the zone. McGrath leaving it behind the net after a dumped in puck taken by Roy. Here's a turnover, backhander through the slot. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way right through Nicolas Richard. The Hawks take it back, trying to walk in was Maxime Richard. Cleared around the net, Alain chasing it. Chasing him is Maxime Richard. The Hawks keep it in the zone. There was a pass from Morin, intended for Leblanc. Both players in a collision, falling in the corner. One of them being Matteo Roy of the Flyers. Hawks dump it back in. It's backhanded out. Big hit from Ruddy, who goes right into the door as it was opening. And feeling that near the waist area. Skating it behind the net is Millier. Pass out to center. Loose puck, it's taken in. Morin with Leblanc. Cross-ice pass, and it didn't connect. Dufour trying to stop the rush before it's backhanded in by Aguilarni. LeBlanc going up against Declan Steves. It's cleared out behind the net. Banked off the boards and over to Friolet, who has stepped outside the blue line. Aguilarni. His pass to center is taken by Dufour and cleared in. It makes its way past LeBlanc. Taking it is Millier. Cross ice around the boards for Friolet, who was almost lit up by Paulin. A great job to stay on his feet and give a little reverse hit in the process. Going behind the net is Friolet on his backhand. That one cleared around for Millier. Both teams battling right up at the Moncton Hawks. Blue line's kept in for now. Millier cross ice pass. Stepping up is Jaillet. And almost getting the best of DeCones. Friolet dumping it off the boards, and that will go for an icing nearing midway through this game. It's 1-0 Flyers. That goal coming from a snipe from Matteo Roy at the blue line. He currently has the Flyers up 1-0, and that goal is Roy from McFadden at 15:32. McFadden in the last game versus the Caps, he notched a Gino, already has an apple so far. Right out in front, there's a shot pad save. LeBlanc trying to clear it out, hit by Bulkin out of the zone. He then blocks a dump in. Flyers then move it over to the other side. Nolan to Duplessis stepping in, and he's offside. And no other games in the league tonight, but tomorrow there's 4 games. It starts off with the Matrix and Flyers. Going to be live on our YouTube channel tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Les Voyageurs take on the Rangers. The Rivermen take on the Caps, and the Warriors from PI visit the Moncton Hawks. Duplessis finding in the corner, stopping, trying to get around Alexandre Leblanc. Volk, he's hit up into the boards by Jackson Steves. Still trying to find the loose puck. It's almost taken out. Nolan, and he gets Bulk, sends him down. Walking in, Nolan, pass down low. Duplessis up for Steves, a shot in and out of the glove of Boudreau, trying to find that rebound and covered up. It's over midway through the game. It's currently 1-0 in favor of the Flyers. Standing tall when he's needed to be has been McGrath in the net. Although Flyers, they've been doing a great job suppressing in the offensive zone, suppressing the Moncton Hawks. They win the draw. Moving it around to Scott. Scott finds his way behind the net. Outlet pass, Morin trying to extend that one along the boards. It's blocked by defenseman Alain. Bringing it in, trying to get past Frenet. Alain stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle had blown. Boudreau not having that one fully covered. And the Hawks catch a break. The Flyers, since about 3 minutes into this game, have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Alain shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. Boudreau also has been sharp tonight. Alain banking it off the boards. Frenet trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he lays a big reverse hit into Scott. Taken around the boards, Morin. There's a breakout pass, Frenet trying to get that one over to Maxime Richard. Goes too far for Roy. He sees Seti and dishes one right over to his tape. Seti trying to clear the zone before he's hit up right next to the Flyers bench by Richard. McFadden also there battling before it's taken by Alain. Leaving that one off for Seti, making a behind-the-back pass. That one past McFadden. Millier. Across for Aguilarni. Cleared all the way down into the Flyers zone. Into the Flyers blue paint, taking it out is Ligel for missing his pass target and going all the way down the ice. And looking, if you take a look at the stats in the league, the top four are both from these two teams. In first, it's Sam Nolan. And then Nathan LeBlanc of the Hawks following up third, Miguel Duplessis. And in fourth, it's Zion Deacons. Face off one. Cleared in by Friola. Down in the corner. Pass out in front. It's taken away. Here's Dufour. Sending a pass over to the middle. Walking in is Paulin. He's poked away by Millier. Going behind the net. Gets his stick lifted by Morin. Cleared out in the middle. Declan Steves. That pass up. Is poked away and shot back by LeBlanc. Blocked behind the net by McGrath. Ligel had to quickly put on his brakes. Declan Steves, he's sent up into the boards by Richard. A battle ensues along the boards. Couple cross checks given between Ruddy and Landon Alcino, and the refs gonna decide to blow it down. So a great job by the Flyers so far to not be giving up any high-quality chances. They lead this game 1-0. 7:40 to go in the first period. If you're just tuning in, that goal was from Matteo Roy, assisted by Bowden McFadden at 15:32. Still more battling in that corner. This time, no whistle to be happening. Duplessis clearing out to the middle. Shot back in with authority by LeBlanc. McGrath keeping it behind the net. Jaya had to quickly come and spear it away. Flyers in their own zone. Kitchen finding it in the corner, putting it behind the net. Trying to get that one to Jaya. And a one-touch pass. That hits Duplessis. Duplessis in on LeBlanc. Still with it. There's a sharp angle shot saved by Boudreau. It's sent out in front. No one there. The puck finds its way all the way back into the Flyer zone. Jayet skating up, makes his way past Richard. There's a shot that misses the net. Keeping it is Nolan. Nolan trying to find his way behind the net before he's poked off by Morin. City being chased, trying to lead that puck off for Nolan. Almost sent out by Bulk. Has another try at it. Little toe drag move. Walking in. Nolan is poked off. The pass out in front. I'd hit off City. Backhanding it and keeping into the zone was Anne. Cleared all the way back down to the Flyer zone. First one there is the wall. He's being chased by Maxim Richal. City passing over to the middle. Stepping in is McFadden, who had stumbled. Had Dalal with him before he was poked off by Scott. Scott sending him up into the boards. Dalal trying to make his way to the middle. There's a sharp angle shot. Pad saved and turned away by Boudreau. Cleared out into the zone. Dalal will shoot it in. Won't go for icing. Leaving it behind is Boudreau. Scott shooting it around the boards. Bulk leaving it off for Morin with Richal with him. Richal to Bulk off his skate. There's a rebound loose. Almost tapped in by Bulk. And a clearing attempt comes dangerously close to some spectators. Face-off taken by the Hawks. Cleared in by Millier. Cleared back in by Millier. Hawks struggling to get it down deep. Arsenault in a puck battle against the boards with Rodier. Arsenault sending his man down. Aguilarni turning. Going to the blue line. Friolet stepping in. Faking the shot. Goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest of McGrath. Now we see the Hawks getting some zone time. Knocking on the doorstep of tying this up. Jaillet rimming that around the net for Kitchen. Leaving that one off for Steves, who's cross-checked into the boards. Aguilarni keeping it and rimming it along the boards. Trying to step up with that is Jaillet, and he's bodied in the corner by Aguilarni. Trying to clear that up was Kitchen. Also tried to bulldoze through LeBlanc. Cleared back into the zone. Hitting the brakes is Duplessis. Breakout pass, no one there. Trying to step in with it was quick stop by Boudreau. We'll have an offensive zone face-off for the Flyers. That one to be taken by McFadden. He's up against Deacons. Puck shot up high in the air. Wallet and McFadden both looking for it. McFadden into the corner with Wallet. Hits him up against the boards. The Hawks then cleared out to center. Trying to get a hold of it was Anna, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, scores! And a backhand to the top shelf, Kobe Tidio. And after getting 2 in the prior game, he starts the scoring off for the Hawks. Working his way in on McGrath and sending a backhand to the roof. Face off taken by Moncton around the net. Morin trying to put that out in front, blocked by his own teammate, Risha. Put up to the blue line. Trying to get a hold of it was Nicolas Risha, losing the puck in the center. And we'll have a face-off coming out to the middle. Still no penalties yet to be handed out this game. Both teams getting hyped in their respective benches. Leger trying to fend off Richal. Pass out in front. It's shot away by Kitchen. That one cleared in. Richal around the net. It's Maxime Richal who's crunched into the boards. Trying to hold that in was Nicolas Richal before it's taken out by the Flyers. Steves trying to force his way through. Morin finding the puck in the middle. And it's successfully defended by Rodier, giving the chance for Dufour to clear it out of the zone. There's a pass from Richal, from Nicolas Richal, almost hitting Maxime Richal. And there's a turnover in the middle. Flyers walking in. A good poke by Sam Scott, breaking up a 2-on-1. Morin trying to put it behind the net. Wraparound attempt. Dufour having a couple chances at it. Jackson Steves making his way up to the blue line. There's a shot. Blocked. Jackson Steves again trying to work his way to the middle. Poked away by Sam Scott. Clearing that out high out of the zone is Frenet. Jaillet trying to curl around Morin. Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in. Nolan firing. Looking for the top shelf. Just went a bit over. There's another chance. They score. The Flyers get the rebound out in front. That went up above the net. It's Jackson Steves finding the rebound and sliding it by Boudreau, giving the Flyers a 2-1 lead. Flyers regain their lead back. Jackson Steves going to have an assist there from Nolan. Nolan to the blue line. There's a shot saved by Boudreau. Trying to find the rebound was Robinson. The Flyers take it out. Pass from Wallet. On a break. Could have been Bulk. And had fallen down on the ice. Hawks all wanted a penalty. Jaillet. That pass for Kitchen. Trying to see Robinson. Didn't hit him. And going all the way down. There's a minute and a half left to go. 2-1 game in favor of the Dieppe Flyers. Face-off taken by Dieppe. Going around the net is Roy. Trying to outlet pass. Finding Dadal. Dadal's going to fire it with authority around the boards. That one to be kept in. Trying to force it out is Tidio. Now walking it out is DeCons. DeCons. Now finding it at center, trying to make a move around Roy, cutting to the outside, pass to the middle, trying to get a shot off was Mazaral. Poking it out and kicking it out is Robinson. Mazaral, backhander, finding Mateo Roy of the Flyers. Brought it in, but was quickly poked off. Backhander up against the boards by Millier. That puck flipped high and into the zone, into the corner. We got just about 30 seconds left on the clock. Robinson had poked it away from the intended target. Shot back in by McFadden in the equipment of Mazaral. Mazaral pinned up against the boards, goes to the blue line. Ligel's going to try a shot that's deflected off the stick of DeCons. Down in the corner is Richal, scooping that one out over for Arsenault. Still kept in the Moncton zone. Worked back in by Nicolas Richal. That pass hits Mazaral. He'll clear it in, and that will be the end of the period. It's a 2-1 game in favor of the Flyers. We'll be back 10 minutes, second period. Flyers, Hawks on the Dieppe Flyers YouTube channel, brought to you by MST. Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the Flyer zone before it's kicked out, 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dalla. McFadden shooting, saved by Boot. Outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan crossing, pass for Duplessis, a shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit, tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dalla on his backhand. It's poked loose. Whoa, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored. It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Pad saved by Delarney. Towards Taylor. There's a backhander. Out in front was G Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way, bringing it in, trying to get past Frenet. Alain stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle of this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Alain shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. The net trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he laid on Friolet. Stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest. Up, trying to get a hold of it was Alain, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over. There's another chance, they score. Clearing it out, almost getting it. It was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out. Walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him. Trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the flyer zone before it's kicked out. 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dada. McFadden shooting. Saved by outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis. A shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit. Tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dada on his backhand. It's poked loose. Whoa, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored. It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Had saved by Larney. Before it's taken out, there's a backhander. Out in front was G-Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dada, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dada behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle for this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Anna shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. The net trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he lays on Friolet. Stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest up. Trying to get a hold of it was Anna, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over. There's another chance, they score! Clearing it out, almost getting it. It was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out. Walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him. Trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the flyer zone before it's kicked out. 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dada. McFadden shooting. Saved by outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis. A shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit. Tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dada on his backhand. It's poked loose. Whoa, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored. It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Had saved by Larney. Before it's taken out, there's a backhander. Out in front was G-Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dada, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dada behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle of this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Anna shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. The net trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he lays on Friolet. Stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest of Trying to get a hold of it was Ana, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over, there's another chance, they score! And back, second period of action. Hawks and Flyers. Flyers have their 2-1 lead, and they look to stretch it. Walking in was Duplessis, banking it along the boards, going around the net. He's going to battle with Leblanc. Taking it was Wallet before he was bumped off the puck. There's Kitchen with a shot, deflected, bouncing puck. And ultimately to be covered by Boudreau. That's a stoppage 15 seconds into this period. Scoreboard currently experiencing some malfunctions. At 9:45 in the second period, the Flyers are up 2-1. Getting kicked out of the draw was Leblanc. In to replace him is Morin. Face off won by Morin. Leblanc hit up against the boards. Taking it away is Nolan. Looking for options, trying to go behind the net. Or for Steves. Almost bringing it out was Wallet. Puck's almost cleared. There's a pass to Duplessis, and he had lost an edge. Shot all the way back down the ice. It was deflected by Maxime Brichal just before the red line. 9:22 to go in the second. It's been a really tight game thus far. Goals in the game. It started off Matteo Roy of the Flyers. Equalizing was Kobe Terrio of the Hawks. And the most recent goal is Jackson Steves of the Dieppe Flyers, giving them a 2-1 lead. Face off. Taken by the Flyers. Roy walking the line. There's a shot into the chest of Boudreau. Stepping back up, then cutting back down was McFadden. Deacons trying to find the loose puck. Clear back in. Robinson shot in, deflected by the stick of Millier. Alain in his own defensive zone around his blue line. Clears it all the way down. And this one not going to go for icing. Behind the net, Friolet. Clear on the boards for Mazarol. Out to the middle. Alain off the boards. Past McFadden. Friolet. Cross ice for Millier. He shoots that and will go for icing, missing his intended passing target. So another offensive zone face-off from the Flyers. Something that's been a reoccurring theme. It's the Flyers in the offensive zone. Taking the draw is Radier. He's up against Aguilarni. Aguilarni successfully winning the draw. Scott. That's a cross-ice pass. An outlet pass. Here in the middle. It's Leblanc cutting wide, shooting. Patted away by McGrath. Cleared out. Radier. Blocked in. Scott. Chipped along the blue line and gloved down by Steves. Almost gloved down by Leblanc. And a hand pass coming up against Moncton. Face-off will go in the Flyers' end of center ice. taken by Radier. He pivots around and then is hit by Aguilarni. Backhanded away by Scott. Puck will go up towards the boards. Ligel bringing it in past Alcino. Then a quick pass back to Leblanc. Trying to split the D and then poked away. Shot back across to the opposite side. Aguilarni back behind the net. Almost taken away right by Alcino. Little fight happening behind the net. We are going to have our first penalty. And it looks like both players will be going. Small scrum happening up behind the net between Declan Steves and Landon Arsenault. So first penalties of the game coming at 7:45 of the second, and they will equal out, so still no power plays yet to be awarded in this game. Stepping into the draw, it's Morin against Nolan. Won successfully by Sam Nolan. Out in the corners, a pass up that misses every stick on the ice and will go down for an icing. Now seeing some icings going against the Flyers and some offensive zone draws for the Moncton Hawks. Morin again losing the draw to Nolan. Going behind the net with speed is Jayet. Flipped up along the boards, just getting over the head of the official. Hawks, great job to keep it in. Flyers pass it right back out. Nolan steps up with speed along the left. Going against Wallet. Nolan cutting in the middle. Scores! It's Sam Nolan gathering the puck at center. Skating with immense amounts of speed along the left. Cutting in and sniping it past Boudreau, and that's a 3-1 Flyers lead. And going to see another shot of the goal as we get a whistle. And quick whistle just a couple seconds later. Nolan trying to step in and win the draw. Successfully does. At the blue line, cleared in by Jayet. Behind the net, banked off the skate of a Flyer. Cleared out Mazarol, trying to get that one over to Deacons. Richal, cross-ice pass, poked away. Jayet stepping in and gets his stick lifted. That's a great play from Morin to break up the play. Now Deacon stepping in, was hit. Richal going to try a shot. It was poked away by Nolan. Jackson Steves trying to step it out of his own zone. Sends it cross ice. Hits Jayet. Jayet in with Nolan, shooting into the glove of Boudreau. The Flyers have regained their momentum right back, especially after that goal from Sam Nolan, his second point of the game. Not too many games where we see the kid without getting multiple points. And notching his second one today. Cleared around the net, Friolet. Pass over to Millier. Kept in, drop pass from Wallet. Hawks will just clear the zone. Alain barely unable to keep it in. Friolet, Millier. Looks up for Leblanc. Nathan Leblanc making his way around one, trying to get around Alain. Still with it, going behind the net. It is poked off. Alain trying a bit of dangles and is poked off by Aguilarni. Battling up with Alain in the corner. Aguilarni up to the blue line. There's a shot from Millier that goes just wide. Keeping it in is Friolet. Working around the net is Roy. Banking in and is almost destroyed behind the net by the tall Nathan Leblanc. Friolet trying to keep it in the zone. The Flyers take it back out. It's Robinson trying to make his way past Leblanc. and was bodied off that. Walking in, Dalal stealing the puck, shot, rebound, they score! It takes a lucky bounce from the boards and hits the back of the pad of Boudreau and finds its way into the net. So a bit of luck on the Flyer side. It's Xavier Dalal getting the goal on a lucky bounce. So it's Dylan Dalal getting the 4th goal of the game with the assist from the boards. And that is going to be an assist for McFadden, giving him his 2nd assist of the game. So it's Dalal from McFadden at 15:28. Dejal clearing it into the zone. Robinson muscled off the puck by LeBlanc. Out looking for an option. There's a shot from Dalal that was blocked right out in front of him by Richard. McFadden in the corner, poked off by Scott, taken away by LeBlanc. LeBlanc trying to pass that one up to Frenet, ends up with Morin. Morin bulldozing through a couple players in his zone. Behind the net is Steves. Almost poked off by Frenet. Declan Steves still with it. There's a shot. Alex LeBlanc over into the corner. Lejal going to lead that one off for Dalal. He banks it high off the boards. Almost gloved down. Alex LeBlanc in his own zone being chased by Robinson. Robinson successfully stealing the puck with all his teammates changing. Robinson trying to make a couple nice moves and almost a spring pass. Trying to find Richard and goes right on net. The Flyers up by a score of 4-1. Those goals coming from Roy, Steves, Nolan, and Dalal. And the goal coming from the Moncton Hawks was from Kovi Terrio. Evening at 1-1, the Flyers have scored 3 unanswered. There's a back, trying to get that back door as Decons. Going all the way back is Wallet. Trying to pass someone over the board intended for Terrio, broken up by Radier. Flyers with it at center, they cleared it into the zone. Picking it up will be Richard. He's hit by Paulin, but finding the puck is Decons. Mazarol left off for Decons, poked away quickly by Kitchen. Trying to go back the other way was Paulin, intercepted. Richard walking in. Decons trying to pass that over. Dufour intercepts, has some room, tries to skate it, loses the puck. Decons again with it. Delayed offside. Rodier hit by Decons. Trying to step back in. Was Tidio, now it's Decons. Backhanding into the zone. It's Jaya behind the net. Working his way around McGrath. Trying to spring his man, being Dufour, goes all the way behind the net. Dufour is down in the corner. The Hawks bring it up with 3 men. Working his way up is LeBlanc. LeBlanc coming to the middle. The shot is just wide of the net. LeBlanc again, trying to put it down into the zone. Roy, shoved by Aguilarni. Still manages to get the puck. City with the outlet pass. Had been broken up. Going all the way back is Duplessis. 3rd in the league in points. Trying to make his way around Millier. Duplessis still with it. Or it's Nolan rather with it. Pass behind the net, Duplessis. Looking up towards the blue line for Roy. Roy firing into the chest of Boudreau. Bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Ultimately, nothing coming out of it. Face off, taken by Moncton, going back behind the net is Wallet. Poked away and stolen by Robinson, who put it behind the net. LeBlanc pass, deflected off the skate of a flyer. This time hits Alcino. He's hit up into the boards by McFadden, and swooping in to get it was Wallet before it's cleared back in. Roy going up in a puck battle against Nathan LeBlanc. Left out in front. Wallet's trying to make his way to the middle. And it's cleared all the way back out. Looks like by the Hawks. Behind the net, LeBlanc tried to pass it up, intercepted by McFadden. Back door, trying to deflect it with Steves. Out of the net is Boudreau trying to find his way back. Steves with a sharp angle shot, just missed. Leger. That pass was almost left off for Dallaire. Hawks now clear it out. Gets past Landon Alcino and going all the way down the ice. Icing against the Hawks, and a great chance. Jackson Steves, first of all, had the pass backdoor from McFadden and just didn't get enough of it, and had managed to pull Cohen Boudreau out of his net and could have tried to wrap around. Nolan into the draw. This time he doesn't win. Bringing it up is Bulk. Trying to get past Leger. Leaving that off for Morin. Puck battle coming up against the boards. LeBlanc, blue line shot, deflected, in and out of the glove. Trying to pass that back out in front. It was the Richard. A little scrum along the boards as a flip. It's caught down by Alexandre LeBlanc. Working his way in. Morin, sharp angle shot, and turned away by McGrath. Flyers clear the zone. Here's a 2-on-1. Nolan and Jackson Steves. Nolan stepping in. Backhander to Jackson Steves. What a save from Boudreau. Back in front. Jaya with a shot. Another save. There's a rebound. And again, it's turned away by Boudreau. Hawks trying to bring it out of the zone. That pass intended for Richard. Bringing it up is Morin. That one to be taken by Duplessis. Cleared all the way. And icing coming up for the Flyers. And some beautiful chances are present for the Flyers. Cohen Boudreau standing tall. He first had to save a 2-on-1. Then a loose puck nearing the blue line. And stepping in was Jamie Jaillet. And then another rebound on that, so about 4 clutch saves in about 10 seconds. Puck cleared in by Millier. That one to be taken. Jaillet had shoved his man Alcino off the puck. Jaillet turning around, evading Thériault. Jaillet trying to pass that one in the middle, goes in between the legs of Paulin. Had finally got to him at one point. Kitchen clearing it down. It ends up in the corner. Picking it up is Friolet. That pass, and he hits Mazarol. Decons. Almost got on the puck. Mazarol pass. Thériault. Decons in shooting. Saved by McGrath, and the rebound is steered away. Decons up towards the blue line. Saucer pass. Seeing Millier. Shot, scores! Looked like it had gone tipped somewhere along the way. And first on the flyby is Alexandre Mazarol. So he finds a deflection out in front from the shot from Millier. And the Flyers make it 4-2. Face-off cleared in, taken in by the Flyers, and this one will go for icing. Robinson and LeBlanc into the foot race. So it's Mazarol from Millier and Thériault. Face off. That one is to the left of McGrath. Alexander Blanc at the blue line trying to shove one out in front. Blocked by Robinson. That rebound was then taken by Alcino. Trying to clear it out. It does get past Alexander Blanc all the way down the ice. Coming out of his net was Boudreau to block it. Hawks now try to break it out of the zone. It's poked along the boards and into the skates of the linesman by Aguilarni. Boudreau, pass off the board, trying to get that to Alcino. Walking up, trying to get a big hit was Dada. Low in his own zone. Skates back, does a lap, then passes one up, finds Robinson. Robinson stepping in, leaving off for Dada. Dada shooting and just missing wide left. Flyers almost getting caught in a too many men. Anand was struggling to hop into the bench. Would have been our first power play of the game. We're over midway through the game. 4-3 Flyers. 2 Flyers rather. And still no power plays to any team. Only penalties in this game have been coincidental roughing calls. Legal back in his own zone. In the left corner. Passes that out in front. And then it hits City. City stepping it along the left. Bumped by Nicolas Richard. And it was Nolan. And passes it out was Morin. Frenette up against Legal. Waiting for reinforcements. There's a shot. Blocked by Legal. Then behind the net. Puck was stumbling along every stick before it's sent down. Richard for Scott. That pass, luckily getting to Morin. Players colliding at center ice. Taken away, Richard. Shot blocked by McGrath, and in pressuring is Frenette. That's surprisingly McGrath playing it. Taken away, Legal behind his own net. Banked along the boards, taking it as Poland. Cleared out, and cleared back in by Millier. That one going all the way down the ice, and icing called. Face-off taken by Moncton. DeCon's trying to put it up to the blue line. Ends up curling down. That one right into the face of Kitchen. Ruddy being pinned up against the boards. Tidion was blocking it. Working his way out. It's Poland. There's a big hit. Lucas Dufour on Friolet right in front of the Flyers bench. Here's Poland. Banking it off the boards. No one there. Taking it back is Millier. Backhander. Doesn't hit anyone walking this Friolet, but taken away by Dufour. Behind the net, Millier. Pass up against the boards. There's a big collision along the boards. It's Poland. Walking in was DeCons. And he stepped in a bit offside. Baden in winning the draw. Then I received the pass that slid off his stick. Millier pass up. Is deflected along the way. No icing clear. In along the boards. Arsenault. That's Mazerol rather being pinned up against the boards. Friolet pinching to keep it in. Mazerol. Pass to the middle. There's a fake shot. DeCon's going to get the shot off. It's loose out in the blue paint. DeCon's eventually getting the shot that made its way to the blue paint, stepping in. Robinson, that pass is wide. And finally getting our first penalty. And it looks like it's going to go against the Hawks. So Kobe Tidio will step into the box. And we are going to have a power play in favor of the Flyers. The Flyers going to get our game's first power play at 6:04 of the second. Put behind the net. Taking that away was Wallet, and clearing it out successfully is Nicolas Richard. Behind the net, Roy trying to speed by Morin. Left back for Nolan in that right corner. Roy coming to a standstill behind the net. That pass, seeing Duplessis. Duplessis steps in, jams the brakes, sees the trailer. Roy firing, and just over that top left corner. McFadden down in the left corner. Roy stepping in. There's a shot that was blocked by Mudd out in front. Clapped along the boards, kept in by Roy. He stops, has pressure, tries to put it to the net, taken by Nicolas Richard, and dumped the length of the ice. Duplessis, cross ice for Nolan. Nolan stepping up that left side with speed, cutting in, this time going around the net, trying to make his way past Wallet. Sends it up to the blue line. Duplessis for Roy. Roy, Duplessis, top of the blue line. Nolan with a shot off the bar. Oh, so close to going bar down and making it 5-2. Jackson Steves into the corner. Stepping back up towards the blue line is McFadden. For Duplessis, for Roy. Back for Duplessis. Across, Jackson Steves, one-timer saved by Boudreau. McGrath back, the only one. Clearing it along the boards, out of the reach of Book. Keeping it in is Morin. Morin stopping, then looking towards the boards. Cleared out, pass for Rodier. Penalty, 3 seconds left. Rodier behind the net. With it on his backhand. Still with possession. Hitting the brakes before going out of the zone. Pressured by Morin. Rodier down, gets it back on his backhand. Saved, and the rebound, they score! A loose puck right on the red line. I want to be tapped in by Nathan Rodier. So a loose puck found out in front. It's going to be Rodier getting credited with the goal. Stepping up, Rodier. That pass for Paulin. Trying to get that back to the middle. Over for Dufour. Kitchen. Banked along against the board. Scott. Trying to bank that again across the boards. Loose puck, a body check. Incoming from Richard. Still loose, Scott shoving it back up against the skate of Rodier. And cleared in by the Hawks. This one not going for icing. Morin. Behind the net is Jaillet. Loose puck. Still loose. Richard shot back out in front. No one there for it. Scott trying to put it to the net. Richard turnaround shot. Again, blocked on its way there. With Rodier before it was poked off. Morin. Still loose puck, Kitchen. Backhander. Or for Dufour tried to get it out. Here's Morin at center. Stepping in, almost hit by Dufour. And Morin is sat down. And there's another big hit and a whack given by LeBlanc on Jaillet. And Jaillet not appreciative of that, to say the least. And it looks like both are going to go. We'll definitely have another look at it. Jaillet and LeBlanc going to the box. And game's starting to get a little bit chippy. Two and a half left to go in the second. And it does look we're going to get a power play for the Flyers. Extra 2 going to be given to Nathan LeBlanc of the Hawks. We'll play some 5-on-4. Refs discussing where this faceoff will be. I'm going to have a conversation at the Hawks bench. LeBlanc standing at the penalty box with the door open. Curious to see if he does step out. And we'll direct over to the faceoff circle, and LeBlanc not going to leave the box. Maybe he will. The ref's pointing towards the box. Again, that Moncton penalty box door open. And it looks like they needed a player to go serve the penalty. Stepping into the box is Cedric Frenet. Most likely serving the extra penalty. The Flyers 2-minute power play at 2:34. Face-off taken by Dieppe. Duplessis for Roy at the blue line. Banked off the boards, out of the reach of Nolan. He gets it back from the pass from McFadden. Nolan to McFadden. Back up for Roy. Roy, McFadden. Along the right, then sent to Nolan in the corner. Nolan stepping out, trying to put that back door for Duplessis. Going to be kept in by Roy at the blue line. Banked off the boards, past Bulk, getting it back. Stepping towards the middle, fakes a slap shot, wrist shot, and blocked away. Nolan in the corner, trying to step around DeCons, then trying to wind his way into the middle, and it's shot out by Maritime. Flyers now go back the other way. Nolan with speed, tried to make a pass. No one there to receive it. Now going behind that speed is Wallet. Backhander makes a pass to Duplessis, and out of the zone it will go. Duplessis back for Roy. That pass intended for Robinson, and he's taken down and slapped along the ice by Miguel Bulk. Roy trying to get it behind the net, but pressure incoming from Maxime Richard. Around the net, Nolan put back behind his own cage. Roy cleared around for Nolan. Nolan pass up for Alain, where he sees Dalal. Dylan Dalal stepping in with a shot, blocked away by Richard. Paulin in the corner. Now stepping out to the front, Dalal up to the blue line. Declan Steves shooting, blocked. Here's Rodier with a sharp angle shot, blocked and saved by Boudreau. Rodier almost getting possession back, finds it on his forehand, around the cage, back up for Alain. Penalty about to expire. Passing it down, Rodier deflected. Going behind the net, Dalal leaving that out in front for Paulin. Ends up behind the net. Now playing even strength for these last 30 seconds. Steve's trying to clear it in, and it's out of play. They finally get a whistle off, and we'll see one of the great chances from the Flyers on this power play. In these last 20 seconds, it's cleared in by the Flyers. Behind the net, taking it is Wallet. Shoved off the puck. There's a pass for Aguilar-Knee. Shoved off by Jackson Steves, who he successfully reverses. Nolan trying to step in around two players, being Mazaral and Millier. Poked away. The Hawks break out of the zone. Mazaral pass to the middle. Aguilar-Knee just stepped into the zone before the buzzer. And that concludes second period It's 5-2 in favor of the Flyers. In 10 minutes, you'll see us back for third period of action. Flyers and Hawks on the Dieppe Flyers YouTube channel, brought to you by the Maritime Stream Team. Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Bang cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the Flyer zone before it's kicked out, 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dalla. McFadden shooting, saved by Boot. Outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis, a shot. And banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit. Tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dalla on his backhand. It's poked loose. Bois, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored! It's flipped out off the backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Had saved by Blarney. It's taken out. There's a backhander. Out in front was G-Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle for this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Alain shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. Frenet trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he laid on Friolet. Stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest. Up, trying to get a hold of it was Anna, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over. There's another chance, they score! Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Bang cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the Flyer zone before it's kicked out, 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dalla. McFadden shooting, saved by Boot. Outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis, a shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit. Tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dalla on his backhand. It's poked loose. Bois, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored! It's flipped out off the backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Had saved by Blarney. It's taken out. There's a backhander. Out in front was G-Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle for this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Alain shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. Net trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he laid on Friolet. Stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest up. Trying to get a hold of it was Alain, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over. There's another chance, they score! Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the flyer zone before it's kicked out. 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dalla. McFadden shooting, saved by outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis, a shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit, tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dalla on his backhand. It's poked loose. Whoa, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored. It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Pad saved by Larney. Towards Taylor. There's a backhander. Out in front was G Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle of this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Anna shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. The net trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he laid on Friolet. Stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest up. Trying to get a hold of it was Anna, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over. There's another chance, they score! Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the flyer zone before it's kicked out. 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Dalla. McFadden shooting, saved by outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richard couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis, a shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit, tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dalla on his backhand. It's poked loose. Whoa, blue line waiting, shooting. He scored. It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Pad saved by Larney. Towards Taylor. There's a backhander. Out in front was G Fool, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richard went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, saved, and not covered. It's in the net, but the whistle of this game have been knocking on the doorstep multiple times. Anna shooting, deflected, saved by Boudreau. The net trying to bring it out. It's kept in by McFadden. Cleared along the other side, trying to make his way in. There's Robinson, and he lays on. Friole stepping in, faking the shot, goes back up. Millier winds up and shoots into the chest of. Trying to get a hold of it was Anna, taken away by Tidio. Left off pass, Tidio on his backhand, score! Gets hit, but does end up making the pass. Taking it in, Nolan firing, looking for the top shelf, just went a bit over. There's another chance, they score! Clearing it out, almost getting it out was Tidio, but he was poked away at the blue line. Then cleared out, walking in is Mazaral. He has Bulk with him, trying to pass it over, and the one-timer. Battling in the flyer zone before it's kicked out. 2-on-1. Walking in McFadden with Della. McFadden shooting, saved by Boo. Outside the zone, but coming right back are the Flyers. Millier almost turning it over. Richal couldn't get a hold of it. Nolan cross-ice pass for Duplessis, a shot. It banked off the boards. That one going to Seti. Seti initiating the zone exit. Tried to pass it to Duplessis before center. Nolan leaving that off. Duplessis walking in, shooting again into the glove. McFadden trying to get that to Dallal on his backhand. It's poked loose. Roy, blue line waiting, shooting. He scores! It's flipped out off a backhand. Could be a potential 2-on-1. Led by McFadden. Has Robinson shooting. Pad saved by Larney. Before it's taken out, there's a backhander. Out in front was Dufour, almost with the loose puck. Where is it? It's finally covered. In his own zone, he sees Leblanc pass up. There's a shot and a great save from McGrath. Face off won by the Hawks. Scott stepping up, firing. It's deflected. Pad save. Nicolas Richal went down to grab it. It's banked off for Dallal, trying to make his way right through Scott. Dallal behind the net, makes his way, bring it in, trying to get past Frenet. Anna stepping in, shooting, save, and not covered. And period 3 is upon us. Face off quickly taken by the Hawks. It's sent along the boards, out of the reach of Richal. Stepping in, Morin trying to get past Jaya, and he's bodied off the puck. Jaya again, he's laying the body on Morin, this time in the corner. Passed out, taken Duplessis. Duplessis up the right. Shot deflecting off the stick of Boudreau. Going behind the net for Leblanc. Cleared out, it goes all the way down the ice. First one there is Kitchen. Going up again to Richal, the two number 9s. Jackson Steves pass in and out of the legs of Morin. They keep the zone. Jackson Steves being pressured, leaving it off for Nolan. He passed that one off for Duplessis. Stepping in, hits the brakes, pass to the middle. There's a shot that's just over the net from Sam Nolan. Kept in by Roy. Going behind the net is Leblanc. Pass up, it gets past Anna. Keeping it, dumping it in is Jackson Steves. Finding it in the corner, Wallet pressured by Dallal. Both of them give each other a shove. Puck still loose around the net line of the Moncton Hawks zone. DeCons, pass over for Bulk. Bulk stepping in, shooting, saved by McGrath. Puck in the zone of the Dieppe Flyers. It's in the corner. Multiple players battling up against the boards. Mazaral and Tidio in there for the Hawks. Cleared up by the Flyers. Roy. Passes picked off by DeCons. Mazaral shoved along the boards. Tidio putting it back behind the net of the Flyers. Alain around the cage. That pass intended up for Dada. It ends up getting out of the zone. Not for long as it's cleared back in by Millier. Roy cleared along the boards. Robinson poked up. Shot along the ice and icing is going to be charged against the Flyers. Just under 18 minutes to go in the third period. Flyers up by a score of 5-2. There was an attempted shot that was deflected into the corner. Scott trying to bat it out of midair. It was pinned up against the boards by Steves. That one cleared up by Dufoul. To be taken on the back end of the Moncton end by Richard. Nicolas Richard. Zone exit pass. Deflecting off the skates of LeBlanc. Cleared up by Declan Steves, who almost sent into his own bench. LeBlanc into the middle. Poked down by Paulin. There's Nathan LeBlanc again, shoving off Rodier. Lejeal in the corner, hit by Aguilar-Knee. Cleared out there, Scott with a shot. It's deflected wide of the net by Aguilar-Knee in front of the net. Aguilar-Knee in the corner, battling with Rodier. Puck's loose in his skate, finally gets it on his stick, looking for a pass option. LeBlanc is behind the net. It had gone through in his legs, taking it out is Rodier. Rodier trying to get up for Scott. There's Richard poking it away from a flyer who had went down on the ice. Jaillet banked off the boards. Shooting it in the glove of Boudreau. He'll leave it and play it for Scott. Jackson Steves trying to get on the puck. Poked by Frenette. Out in the middle, trying to get that. Cleared back into the zone of the Hawks. Scott stepping in. Forehand pass. Picked off. Intended by Richard. Taken by Paulin. Back at blue line. Jaillet shooting and saved by Boudreau. Face off. Taken by Dieppe. Jaillet. Duplessis. Out of his reach, it went along the boards. Taken by Frenette on the opposite side on the left. Frenette sees Richard. It skipped over his stick. Taken by Jaillet in the corner. Duplessis leaving that one off for Nolan. Nolan stepping up the right. Trying to get past Wallet. It's poked off his stick. And then it's hit hard into the boards. Morin. Skating up with Richard. Morin in shooting. It's deflected up into the protective netting. Face off on the left of McGrath. Rodier trying to poke it loose from Book. He goes behind the net. Alain is pinning up Mazarol. Taking it away was Rodier before he sent that one up for Paulin. That one cleared back in by Wallet. No icing called in the corner. Alain putting it behind the net for Roy. Roy backhanded off the board, trying to get that one over for Paulin. It's loose. Matteo Roy picking it back up again. Sent behind the net. Paulin. That pass over to the opposite side. Trying to bring it in. Paulin. Leaving that off for Dufoul. Dufoul. Roy one-timer. Blocker saved from Boudreau. Matteo Roy again taking a hard shot on net with some velocity behind it. Loose puck along the board. It's kicked out. Taken by Robinson, who he had shot it up against the board. DeCons skating out of his own. Pass deflected down by Robinson. Cross-ice pass from Mazarol. That one cleared in by Book. Behind the net, Alain. Around the cage. That passes up. Taken. Dada. Moving through the zone. Trying to poke it by the defenseman. Gets past Friolet. Stops. Cutting to the middle. Then is hit big and shoved off. Stepping up, LeBlanc cutting in, cutting along the left, shot pad, saving the rebound, almost put in by Lejeal on his own net. McFadden playing that off for Robinson. Loose, it's kept in for poked off. Flyers go back the other way. Shot in, it's behind the net. Cleared around LeBlanc. Keeping it in is Jackson Steves. Declan Steves in there as well. Or cutting back is Millier. Passing over to Friolet. Banked off the boards. LeBlanc poked back in by Steves. Hawks work their way back out. In and out of the skates of Nathan LeBlanc. And going behind his own net is Dalau. Dylan Dalau initiating a breakout. Stretch pass was intended for Steve, taken away by Friolet. They both collide in the middle. Friolet backhander into the Flyer zone. A little dumping goes to Kitchen. Banked off the boards over for Jaillet. That one taken by Duplessis. Cutting through the middle. Going up the right side. Almost hit into the boards by Richard. Going behind the net is Nicolas Richard, where he's slammed into the boards hard by Jackson Steves. A physical game thus far, and it is only trending upwards. The pass from McGrath out of his net. Duplessis trying to weave his way around. Richard Duplessis in, and I just lost the puck. Kept in at the blue line. Put behind the net. Duplessis hit up against the boards by Morin. Nolan in there to take it, defended by Scott. Nolan for Jaillet. Stopping up at the top right point. Sends it off for Nolan. His shot is just wide of the net. Kept in by Kitchen. Now trying to work his way in was Nolan before he was poked off the puck. Jaillet banked off the boards. Trying to get that one out for Nolan, but cleared out by Ishal. We're going to quickly have a look at Jackson Steves. He goes in and flattens his man. Bring it out, Mazarod. Pass in the middle for Bulk. Didn't go as planned. It was taken by Rodier. Wallet. Pass over for Alexandre Leblanc. Trying to clear. Kept in. Flyers have done a great job all game sustaining pressure and keeping the Hawks in their own zone. Pass out to center. Roy. Cross ice for Alain. Tipped by Poland. We have a penalty call coming up against the Hawks. Must have been behind the play. And it's a slash, it looks like, coming up against Alexandre Leblanc. The Flyers are headed back to the power play. Another 2-minute power play up and coming for Dieppe. They have yet to be shorthanded this game and have dominated their recent power plays. Just none have gone behind that red line. Behind the net is Millier. He's hit up against the boards, and that is going to be a penalty. And it looks like maybe getting a bit of air before delivering that hit. Or it's going to be interference against Dylan Dalau. Gonna see that once more. So it's going to be 4-on-4 for 1:42. And we'll have 18 seconds of a power play for the Moncton Hawks. Flyers quickly exit the zone. Stepping up, there's a pass. McFadden tried to make his way to the middle. Steering around is Jackson Steve. Sharp angle shot off the side of the post. It's behind the net. McFadden leaving it off. Robinson stepping in, laying the body side of the puck. There's a backhand shot into the glove, and he is hit hard after the play. And McFadden Robinson clearly not happy. And Nolan Robinson will head to the box, as well as Mason Milia. Really good backhand shot. And just some unnecessary roughness after the play. So we continue 4-on-4 for a minute and 15. Flyers still up by a score of 5-2 at 10:52 of the second. The goals this game for the Flyers, it's Wa, Steves, Nolan, Daniel, and Raji. And from the Flyers, it's Telio and Mazaray. Stepping around his own end, it's Decons, leaving it behind the net for Wallet. Wallet emerges from out of the back of his cage. There's a pass from Richal back for Decons. He finds his way into the corner, rimmed around the net. It'll go up to Richal at the blue line. Nicolas Richal keeping it in. Goes behind the net for Declan Steves. He's it up hard against the board by Decons. Nicolas Richal trying to make his way to the Whittle. Now going back, Duplessis one-on-one with Wallet. He stops, makes a nice move. Duplessis leaving it off. Back for Duplessis, back for Nolan. Shooting, just missing the net. Keeping it in his Declan Steves. Trying to get that one over for Duplessis. Just less than 30 seconds left to go on this 4-on-4. Nolan has a shot. Almost deflected out in front. Duplessis curling around. Trying to cut his way to the middle before he's poked off. What at? That pass intended for Leblanc. Had skipped over his stick. And now on for Kitchen. He clears it in, going behind the net. Is Leblanc. We now have a power play for a very minimal amount of time for the Hawks. It's shot all the way down, and this will barely go for icing, although it looked like Mazaral had tipped it. 6 seconds left to go on the Moncton Hawks. Power play. Face-off will go to their defensive zone. Off the face-off, there's Poulin with a shot that just goes over the net. Now even strength for both teams. And that will quickly hit the protective netting. And during this break, we'd like to thank currently 25 watching from home. And we'd like to remind you tomorrow, another game being streamed live on the channel. It's the Mid-Isle Matrix from PEI. They're visiting the Dieppe Flyers tomorrow at 2 o'clock at the Uniplex. Attend in person or watch online here on YouTube. There's Jaya trying to go with a big hit on Book. Going all the way back down his Kitchen behind the net. Sending it along the board. Duplessis trying to poke that one out. That's Poulin rather trying to get that out of the zone. And a penalty coming up to, or no penalty, ref going to call a hand pass somewhere along the way. Millier and Robinson both exit the box. Now all teams with all their troops. Last 9 minutes of the game. And not only a hand pass call, Wyatt Kitchen is off for interference, so it's a Hawks power play. There's a shot deflected. Save by McGrath. And Dalal steals the puck. He'll flip it over Marin. Marin behind the net being chased by McFadden. He stops, curls around, sees the Cons. Had missed his tape, will go all the way down the ice, no icing. Alain behind his net will make no mistake in banking it off the boards. It will go all the way back down the ice. Wheeling around his net is Morin. Pass intercepted by Jaya, stepping into the zone. There's a shot that's just over the net. Dalal in along the boards. Tried to hit Wallet. Tried to give him a reverse, and I'm stepping up Decons through center. Enters the zone along the left. Decons back pass. Hitting the trailer. Morin, one-timer, they score! The Moncton Hawks, they crawl back. It's a one-timer feeding Marc-Olivier Wallet, the captain. And it's 5-3. It's still a 5-3 game in favor of the Flyers. That's Marc-Olivier Wallet hitting the third goal from a one-timer that had stayed along the ice, but very effective. It goes in. It's 5-3. Stepping up, Leblanc going against Roy. Roy successfully pokes it off. Behind the net, Nathan Leblanc. Tried to throw it out in front. Duplessis had banked it against the board. Stopped by Wallet first time. Second attempt, Duplessis. He makes his way into the zone. Pass for Nolan. He sees Duplessis off the boards. Cross ice. Legel waiting, not shooting. There he has a shot off the pad of McGrath. Roy kept in. Shot off the pad. Wallet trying to clear it out. This one gets past Legel. Deflected off of him. Going around the net. Roy. Shot up along the boards, slid all the way down, and icing with 6.5 remaining in the third period. Face off won by the Hawks. It's poked off by Radier. His pass for Dufour. He then flips it. Radier finding it, trying to get past Leblanc. Shoved out in front. But it went off of Boudreau and kept in. Shot up against the Hawks bench. Scott for Leblanc. His pass had tried to hit Frenet. It goes back for Leblanc. Clear along for Scott. Scott along the boards, turns around, heads behind his net before passing it off to Leblanc on the opposite side. His dish not going where intended. Will be charged for another icing against Moncton. Behind that, the puck will go off the draw. Robinson being pinned up against the boards. Shot out for Mazaral. Mazaral in the middle. Leaving it off for Decons. Decons stepping in. There's a shot to the middle. Rebound. Tidio. And another pad save by McGrath. Friolet keeps it in the zone. Behind the net, it's Alain clearing it along the boards. And that taken out by the Flyers. Wheeling through the zone is Dalal. Into the Moncton Hawks off defensive zone. Dalal is trying to step in around Friolet. Both giving each other shoves. It's loose around the hash marks on the left side of the Hawks zone. Still being pinned up. looking like it's about to get freed. Taken into the middle. Dada shooting. That one blocked out in front by Decons. Sent along the boards past Roy. Clear all the way down. Nolan, first one on it in the corner. Nolan, he had made his pass over to Alain. He leaves it off for Duplessis. Duplessis stops along the blue line, steps to the middle, has a couple dangles and shoots. It's deflected by Nolan out in front, but just wide of the left post. Nolan sent along the boards. Only player there is a Hawk. He sent it up to Bulk. Bulk sliding into the zone. Miguel Bulk shooting, just missing the net. What it? Cleared down. It's kicked over to the middle where it's taken by Duplessis. Duplessis skating smoothly up that left side. Going behind the net. On his backhand. Hits the brakes. Is being pressured by Nicolas Richard. Out in front. Poland. He had it in between his feet. He had been in the high slot. Looking for a shot. Nolan trying to step to the middle. Backhander. Pass for Duplessis. It stepped into the zone and was forced back out. Gotten it back. Cleared along behind the net for Boudreau. First one there, Poland. Trying to step around Nicolas Richard. Poland cutting in the middle. Trying to put that back door out in front. It's taken away. The pass off the mark. Stepping up. Decons. What a move around Jaya. Decons back door. Trying to get that over to Mazarol. And some good defending by Roddy. Decons over Millier with a shot that's above the net. Coming down to the final 3 minutes. Keep an eye out on Boudreau. In the next minute or so, this would be the ideal time to pull the tender. Cleared in. Leblanc. Shot in the middle. Leblanc pass over to Millier. Banked off the boards. Morin finds Richard at center. Trying to pass over to Decons. Now clearing it in. Just less than 3 to go. The Flyers trying to initiate a breakout. McFadden. High backhander. Trying to find Dufour. He gets it behind the net. Backhander out in front. It's cleared away by Alexandre Leblanc. Robinson in the corner. Hit by Millier. Puck was loose for a second before it's taken away by Leblanc. And going to take another penalty is Dallaire accidentally getting the stick within the waist and taking him down. And Dylan Dallaire taking a penalty with just over 2 minutes to go in a 2-goal game. And the Hawks will need a goal here. Expect Boudreau to leave his net any minute. At the blue line, Wallet, Morin, along the left, trying to put that back door. It's Robinson that finds it and clears it. Boudreau standing up to play it. Leaving that off for Marc-Olivier Wallet. Taken away, Morin, pass up to Decons. Decons along the right, stops, pass over to Leblanc. Leaving that back off for Decons on the right. At the top of the slot, Wallet with a shot. That one's blocked. Pass almost taken away by Robinson. Decons faces away, spins around Robinson, shooting, save by McGrath. And we'll have a timeout going to be taken by the Hawks. And Keon Boudreau of the Hawks lining up at his own ringette line. The Hawks win the draw. For now, they keep possession. Wallet, down low, backdoor pass, they score! Nathan Leblanc. Second in the league in points. Brings the Hawks within one with 1:30 to go. From a great pass backdoor by Zion DeCons. Wallet clearing it in for the Hawks. Whoa, trying to shove it along the boards, taken by Leblanc. Empty net now for the Hawks with a shot that was blocked and steered away. DeCons, Morin, top of the blue line, in the middle. Wallet shooting, blocked, taken away. There's a shot from Nolan that will miss the net. Face off. Almost taken by DeCons. He now finds it up towards the blind. Wallet. Cross ice. Morin. Faked the slap shot, then sent it down. Orford Leblanc. It's shot out of the zone. A bouncing puck taken by Captain Wallet. That pass tipped away by Ruddy. Ruddy empty net, shooting, scores! Nathan Ruddy, his second of the game. He scores back-to-back goals for the Flyers, and that will seal this one. That'll be Ruddy's second of the game, and it will go unassisted. In his own zone, Millier sent out of the zone, trying to get that over to DeCons. Shot out of the zone, almost picked up by Duplessis. Trailing and picking it up is Jackson Steves. Winding it along the right. Is shoved off against the boards. Millier cleared. Leger will find at the blue line, and that ends the game. The Flyers win the third game against the Hawks and take a 2-1 series lead in the regular season. They take this game by a game of 6-4, similar to the game that finished 7-5 just a couple months ago. Our next game, it's tomorrow, 2 o'clock, Uniplex, Flyers, Matrix. Dieppe Flyers YouTube channel, brought to you by Maritime Stream Team.